So as of right now, I live in pretty much Inglewood, right on the outskirts of it. If you cross the street, it becomes Inglewood. So I usually tell people I live in Inglewood, and I live with my mom and dad. Right here, this was a function at my elementary school called a dinner dance. It's right here. My mom. I'm half a Salvadorian, and this is my dad. He's from Louisiana. His name is Robert Lee Henderson Jr., and that's why I'm the third. My mom's name is Anna. And as of right now, you can see right here is my sister, who is in Cal State Dominguez right now, in her second year, studying computer science and graphic design. And this is my other sister, name's Claudia. She's 34 years old, and she's married, currently residing in Lakewood, and trying to have a child. She went to San Diego State, and then went on to Cal State Long Beach to get her master's. And then I have a half sister by the name of Tisha, and this is her right here with her husband. And they live right now in Las Vegas, and they have 3 girls who are the nicest people you will ever meet, but they are also the most energetic. And it's tough because we don't get to see them too much. My dad does, but they don't come down too much to come see us because of finances. But they also are a very important part of my family. So I work here at Michael's Arts and Crafts store. I get about 10 to 25 hours a week. Right now I'm a cashier. I've been here since October of 2013. I started as seasonal. So that means at the end of the winter season, at the end of the Christmas season, I was supposed to be terminated, but I guess I worked my butt off and they ended up offering me a permanent job. So now I'm here. I got a 50-cent raise, so I'm pretty happy about that, even though it doesn't really add up to too much.
Yeah, I'm Moda. Working the markets for almost 4 years now. I've been knowing Robert for a couple of months now. He's a very good guy, very funny guy. I always tease him as a youngest Michael's employee. Very violent. It's easy to go with. Very nice. If I have a chance, I have a lot of good things to say about him. I think that's what I have for now. Thanks.
Basketball has been the only sport that I've really practiced. I try to play other sports like football and soccer, but I'm not that good at it. I played basketball since about kindergarten when I first got my basketball court from my parents for Christmas. So I'd be out there with my friends and my dad and my sisters all day because my sisters did play basketball too. And I wanted to play, for my school, but we weren't that great. And of course I was in kindergarten, so I had to wait. So I got to about 3rd grade and I could play, but our team wasn't that great because our coach wasn't the best and he wasn't too dedicated. So around 4th grade, we got a new coach who was dedicated completely to the program and he wanted to make us all better. And he really did a great job to the point where in 8th grade, I was at a level in which I thought I could play, high school basketball. And he really wanted me to play high school basketball. But one day during lunch, I got hit in the head with a basketball and my back hit a bench. And to a point where I messed up my sciatic nerve and I couldn't really run at all. It would bring me to tears and even walking would hurt sometimes. And after that, it took about 3 or 4 months for me to be able to play again. I got lazy and my skill level really did go down and that forced me to want to not really play anymore. So when trials started for basketball, that summer before trials at Loyola, I really tried to get back into it, but to be honest, it was a little bit too late, so I ended up not making the basketball team because I wasn't at the right level. So I like to consider myself a little bit of a sneakerhead. I at a certain point I was buying a lot of shoes, but I kind of stopped because I wasn't wearing all the shoes that I would have, so I ended up keeping only 2 pairs of Jordans, and I'm more into Air Maxes right now. But these 2 right here, these are my favorite of all time, the Concords and the Breads. I'm always gonna have love for those. Let's see what else. KD 4s are my favorite basketball shoe ever. The KD 5s and 6s, I think those are pretty ugly. And I do like the LeBrons and Kobe's, but for some reason the 4s I like the strap and I don't know, it's attractive to me. But the cool thing is, these shoes, Parker. So my favorite basketball shoes of all time are the KD 4s. I am a fan of the Kobe's and the LeBrons, but in the new KD 5s and 6s, I think those are pretty nasty. So I bought about 4 pairs of KD 4s that I'll wear. But the cool thing about these, Park, he gave these to me after a bet, so I've kept these for a while. I wore the crap out of these, and they're all messed up now. But it's always cool to look into my closet and see these.
Hi, I'm Natalie Avalar. I go to Bishop Conity, and I'm Robert's girlfriend. We've been dating for 2 years now, and these 2 years have been great. He's a responsible and intelligent guy. He's smart, and he's been good to me throughout these 2 years. But to be honest, Robert cares more about shoes than he does about me.
I currently live in Long Beach, California, and I live with my mom and my dad, and I have a little brother who's 13, Diego, who just got accepted to Loyola, so he'll be coming to Loyola in the fall, and a little sister, Victoria, who's 11, and she's in the 7th grade. I'm very proud to say that I come from a multiracial background in my family, to where my mom is actually Mexican, and although she grew up in Venice, California, her family is from Tepic, Nayarit, in Mexico, and we often visit there, usually every summer. And for my father's side of the family, he's from Panama, and he actually grew up there and moved here when he was 15 years old, and made a life for himself in America with his 2 sisters and his mother out here. I also feel like that plays a huge role in who I am today, as far as my personal opinions, my views, my worldly outlook. It's all based upon what my parents have taught me and their previous experiences and their lifestyles and the cultures that they come from. It has shaped me to be who I am today, and it will hopefully shape me in the near coming future and who I'm going to become. Football for me has been an essential part of my life. I actually started playing when I was in the 6th grade at my middle school, Hughes Middle School. And I was originally playing positions such as receiver and running back, but as time progressed, I eventually started playing linebacker and center in my 7th grade year. My 6th grade year, I didn't really get that much playing time because most of the team was comprised of 8th graders, and that year we won the All-City Championship for Long Beach. For the whole season, I probably only got about 5 minutes of playing time, but it was a good experience because it did introduce me to the world of football and how it directly affected my life as far as the intangibles, as far as discipline, responsibility, etc. And as time progressed, my 7th grade year, I actually got better and moved into a starting role on offense and defense, and grew to love the game a lot more. And so in my 7th grade year and in my 8th grade year, I actually played football for the Lakewood Titans, which is a Pop Warner team in the PCC League. And in that team, I actually was a first-year Pop Warner player who should have played on a lower division team, but actually got moved up to replace someone who had gotten injured at the tight end position. So I mainly played tight end and receiver in my first year at Pop Warner at 7th and 8th grade. Probably about 2 days before I had to make a decision, I switched from my heavily favored Long Beach Poly to Loyola High School and decided I would play football there. So as a freshman, I came in and started playing football, and started out as a safety, but ended up getting injured in the second day of camp and broke my thumb. So during that time, I spent about 6 weeks out, and in the first league game against Crespi, I actually got to come back and moved into a starting role because someone else had gotten injured at outside linebacker. And as my Loyola football career progressed, I actually became a starter on the sophomore team as a tight end and as an outside linebacker. And as a junior, I just became a starter on the Loyola defense outside linebacker. But in my senior year, I actually wanted to make a position change because we had gone through a coaching change within Loyola, and I decided I wanted to go back to safety, but ultimately got moved back during the season. Due to other people getting injured, and ended up playing and starting on both offense and defense at tight end and at outside linebacker, while getting in a couple games here and there playing safety. After the season, I didn't receive any scholarship offers and only got a couple looks from small schools. So right now I'm in the process of deciding whether or not I'll go to a junior college for a semester or just decide to pursue other interests at other universities. Another huge aspect of my life has been definitely music, and one of my personal interests is collecting vinyls, of which I have close to around 80 now, I think, and I keep them on a bookshelf and have a record player that I play them on. Three of my personal favorites are Kool and the Gang, Ladies Night. It's it's a classic, so I like to turn it on, listen to the tunes a little bit. Probably my second favorite that I love to jam out to anytime is Public Enemy. It Takes Millions to Hold Us Back. It's just a personal connection to it, And probably my third favorite vinyl is by War, The World is a Ghetto. I like music that comes from like the older ages, because it shows how music has evolved throughout the years. Coming from the 60s all the way to the 70s, the 80s, 90s, and up until now, to where hip hop is and how it's been shaped by like funk and earlier hip hop, NWA and Public Enemy, and bands like War and stuff like that have their instrumental in the development of music as it is today.